Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. We are live streaming on Spotify, iHeart Radio, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Deezer, SoundCloud, and all of the other media platforms. Of course, we are also streaming our platform with our podcasting on GTP 94.6, the radio station. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. I know, everything that's going around right now, I have promised to the Grizzly family to put on the best show ever when it comes to podcasting like this because, I'm staying positive throughout this whole experience, and that's all you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is to stay positive. So for my GGC community, remember to stay positive during this whole pandemic, honestly. And I just had to say that on the podcast for sure because, a lot of people thought that, Grizzly Talk Podcast was going to get shut down due to the whole pandemic, but that's just something that I just didn't want to do. I just did not want to shut it completely down simply because I want to make sure that everyone out there is excited about the future of GGC and excited about our future. So that's why I wanted to continue on with the podcast for sure. We're live from Swanky Studios to do our podcasting. And, I'm going to make this the best show ever. And that's my promise to the GGC community is to make it a good show. So we're going to get on with it. We do have some fun things to talk about for sure. And I'm just going to talk about some things that I just really want to mention out for sure. We've had a lot of good things happen within the last couple of days before this pandemic. I want to highlight one of our GGC-owned faculty. He was highlighted on the 11th of March. And this guy, I met him. I've worked beside him. I haven't worked with him. But I've seen him work in action, and it really is amazing to say the least that, he does the work, and he does really, really good. And I'm just going to, of course, mention Rod Riley. That's his name, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, now he was the Top Claw Award recipient for the month of March. We're highlighting his photography skills. And of course, I'm going to talk about photography and videography within this show because that's so important at GGC. I am really happy to have something like Mr. Rod Riley be a part of GGC community, to be our personal photographer and videographer because he really brings out, the video side of things, and he really adds the media to capture within our sports athletic games or at graduation. So it really is good. He has a gift. He really has a talented gift for what he did. Now, there is a video that I'm going to play on the podcast for sure, just to kind of, you can hear his voice and hear his highlights for that. So we're going to pause his music here, and we're going to play this video for you guys for sure.
College at its best teaches you about what the world is about. A great college is about teaching that as well as what that student can do in the world. So I'm motivated because I'm part of a really important program that gets students who have come here maybe not knowing what they wanted to do or where they wanted to end up and finishing as honor students. I sometimes see students on their first year and I'm sometimes around when they graduate, which is really good. I see them on the first day, March of the Arch, and then I see them when they graduate, or they get jobs, or they come back and tell us about internships, and they leave and start their life. That's the most important thing for me, to see that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Rod Riley, man. So I will tell you a story about Mr. Rod Riley, and if he somehow is listening to this podcast, this is his podcast. This shout out goes out to him, honestly, because I met him when I was a freshman. I was a freshman, and I was starting out with GDN. Props to GDN too, because that's when I first met him, and I met him. He was doing his photography work with the athletes, and we were talking, and I was talking to him, and I said, hey, I'm a photographer myself, so we were talking about different cameras and different angles and different lighting you need for your photography shoots. We had a good conversation that freshman year, and ever since then, I've noticed him on campus. He's always at the games, or he's always on campus. Of course, yes, he was there at March Lake Arch and also at Grizzly Fest when we did our first ever podcast, Spectacular, which you guys can listen to now on Spotify. You can sense in that interview that he had a little bit of emotion because he's one of the faculty members that, along with many, that loves what he does on our campus. And to see that a faculty member gets teared up when it comes to something like that is something very spectacular, and it lets you know that GGC is doing something amazing. Rod Riley has been there for many, many years now. Now, he probably has been there before I even started in 2015, but I've seen some of his work, and his work is phenomenal. Me and a whole bunch of photographers on GGC. There's another photographer I got to give a shout out to. His name is Tom Grayson. He's also a photographer, and we would joke. We would joke to see which one has the best photography, because it was Rod Riley that does the school campus events. You have Tom Grayson to do solely GGC athletics, and then you have me that does kind of the student type of photography. So with every student on campus need a photo shoot, then I'm there to do student work on campus. So we would have a competition, and shout out to two of the gentlemen, Rod Riley and Tom Grayson, because they both follow my photography page, and we would make side jokes like, hey, we should have a competition that has which one has the best photography skills and the best photography work for the week. So that is our running joke, and it's really, really amazing to see that photographers can come on campus and to really, really show the artistic side of it. It's really, really amazing. And to the motivation of that spiel is that if you guys are out there at GGC and you are interested in becoming the formal arts at GGC, I really recommend it. Don't have any setbacks. Do not let anything set you back from being an artist at GGC, because it is alive at GGC. We have so many talented photographers, videographers, music artists, video artists, filmmakers, producers. We have so many of that at GGC. So I do not want to deter you from trying it out and really understanding the form of art at GGC. It really, really is amazing. And I say that to GGC community when we come back to GGC, and I'm a firm believer that we'll be back on campus within the next couple of weeks. Explore your artistic side. You never know what's going to happen at GGC, because GGC is very accepting to anything. We started a podcast radio station here at GGC, and GGC was very open to the ideas. So the sky's the limit is what I have to say for sure. Now, we do have some news announcements for the Grizzly Talk Podcast, of course, coming from GGC. Of course, GGC scholarship application is open now. They posted this 3 days ago, so it's still open. If you need GGC scholarship to attend GGC, I really recommend you guys to apply for scholarships. The Office of Financial Aid is now accepting applications. Recommended for you GGC or future GGC students who want to come on campus. If you need funding for school for starting your GGC Grizzly career, I really recommend you guys apply for the scholarships. It's there. They're open out for it, and it's just going to be a great time to really do it. Also, for my seniors, ladies and gentlemen, we made it. I say we made it because a lot of people know I graduated in December. This is kind of a news announcement to my up-and-coming seniors right now. Apply for graduation. Graduation will be open for applications to apply for graduation. It's going to be open starting April 1st. So I really recommend you guys, if you haven't applied for graduation yet, please be sure to subscribe and apply for graduation by April. You have to do it by April so that way you can get on the ticket to graduate in December. I really want to stress that to my seniors out there, because I know I don't forget. I know when April comes around, I'm going to be one of the first few people to first apply for graduation. So it really is an important moment. Make sure you guys apply for graduation in April. It's kind of a sad moment because, graduation is almost here and things are ending. Things are ending for my GGC career very, very soon. So I really recommend you guys, stay up with Grizzly Talk Podcast. We're still going to keep rolling, keep kicking it until then, but, we're going to keep it rolling for sure. It's a sad moment, but it's a happy moment for sure. Now, we're going to get on to our GTP shout-outs. Of course, we normally like to do it separate from our show and put it on our Instagram, which we might still do this week, but I wanted to go and give a shout-out here on the podcast. This shout-out, and this podcast will be themed the form of art. That's going to be the name of this podcast because we're talking about art this episode. Of course, GGC Art Club. This goes out to them, the special podcast. Of course, come and express your creativity on campus. And then, of course, they have a whole bunch of hashtags like hashtag art, hashtag art club, hashtag GGC, and hashtag Georgia Gwinnett College. Of course, the art club is really, really amazing to say the least because it is out there. Art is out there at GGC. And like I said before in previous moments ago, creativity is very, very accepting here at GGC. So you guys can go to their Instagram. You guys can subscribe to their RSO page, but again, due to the lockdown, we're not going to be doing so much. They're not going to be doing so much meeting up this time around. Normally, they will have their meetings at Tuesdays 2 to 3, but as many GGC students know, that things are kind of shut down at the moment. But you guys can follow their art. Instagram is GGC Art Club, all one word. Have a good following there, and they have all forms of art. I'm on their Instagram right now, and it really is amazing to see the artist style of it. Someone did Exams Are No Joke, and they drew. Oh, and it says the artist. Okay, so I'm gonna name the artist. The artist is Anna Vale. Anna Vale did this on GGC's Art Club. Exams Are No Joke. We got this, Grizzlies, and she drew Joker. And she put a Scantron next to it because I think she's getting ready for her exam. So, exams are no joke, honestly. Exams are, they're out there. Of course, Anna Vale again did another art style, Jellyfish by her Instagram. And I'm going to shout her Instagram. It's at Anna.the_1. So you guys can follow her. Of course, we have fun with washi tape, and I actually know this student. Her name is Adriana. I had to pause there because I almost butchered her name, and she's a good friend of mine. Adriana, very, very good artist and a good cosplayer too. I've seen it. Her Instagram is amazing too. Someone drew Spider-Man. Oh, also by Andrea. She drew Spider-Man as well. Very, very awesome. You guys can follow her Instagram. I'll go and shout her Instagram. It's Princess Sakura 258, excuse me. You guys can follow her page for sure on her Instagram so we can get those followers up for her. She's very amazing with her art. I've talked with her and she showed me some of the work she did she has this thing on her tablet and she's creating art on her tablet to make it digital. And it's really, really cool. I really like it. It's a real cool technology based. So please be sure to follow GGC Art Club, of course, all one word, ladies and gentlemen, so that way you guys can follow up. And when we start back rolling around at GGC, you guys can possibly join that grand RSO. So that's going to do it for the Grizzly Talk Podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's show. Please be sure to stay safe, stay positive, drink water every 15 minutes. Stay inside when you can. I know a lot of us work outside of GGC, so if you have to go to work, please be safe. And stay tuned for more podcasting come later on this week. So that's going to do it. Grizzly Talk Podcast with your host, Kennedy Patterson. Have a great rest of your day and go Grizzlies.